All right, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for my lateness. The boys had to be taken outside. The boys meaning our dogs. Let's go ahead and get started with the newest chapter of Sakamoto Days. Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. Welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, we were dealing with Granny Mia and Lou going up against that crazy police officer as they have to deal with him, who is, affiliated with the Order and one of the prospects that Oki is looking to fill in the remaining spots from the people that either left or decided to abandon the Order. But cutting from there, while Lou and company are fighting against this dude, we cut back to Heisuke, who has been thoroughly bodied by Kumanomi. So let's see what happens in chapter 229, New Record. And she's saying that Heisuke is finally dead, and he's laying there with his eyes widened over completely. And then Kumanomi is smiling, going,
"The little turd's finally dead. Now, time to go after Sakamoto. Find a car!"
And while she's walking away from Heisuke twitches. He twitches. And then dude with the mask, the wrestler, immediately he twitches and then looks towards Kumanomi. The wrestler dude can sense that Heisuke is moving and moves in the path of Kumanomi to essentially block the bullets. And he puts his hand up and they just bounce off. And Heisuke is back up. You're not going anywhere.
What is that, you freak?
He blasted off my skin. And this explains why this dude is bulletproof. He's not flexing the bullets off. I've got armor implants under my epidermis. It's standard in the pro wrestling world. This man had armor surgically implanted underneath his skin. And it's covering his whole arm. That's the reason why this dude is bulletproof. You know how Wolverine has an adamantium skeleton and no weapon in the world is capable of piercing it unless it's another piece of adamantium? But anything less than that will either just bounce off of his bones, essentially. A gunshot to the head does nothing to Wolverine because his head is bulletproof. Well, this man has an indestructible armor literally underneath his skin. So on top of his muscles and bones is essentially the super flexible body armor under his skin. That explains why he was so casual with getting shot with a minigun, because it meant nothing. I've got armor implants under my epidermis. It's standard in the pro wrestling world. And even Kumanomi is confused and freaked out by it. And then Heisuke is looking as he goes, "This guy isn't backing down.
What a pain in the butt. Where's he aiming now?"
And then Kumanomi is motioning her arm, and she brings down an entire four-sided signpost at the top of a building and tries to slam it onto Heisuke, but he kind of rolls out of the way. An accident! And then we get a regular civilian who's driving directly in the path of this fight, and wrestler dude takes on the car and suplexes the car towards Heisuke. I can't tell you how many times this series has made me laugh for the ridiculousness. I didn't think I would have someone suplexes a car in Sakamoto Days on my bingo card. I didn't think I was going to see that. But wrestler dude takes the car and suplexes it towards Heisuke. And Heisuke skids to the ground, and he grabs something off the ground while he's skidding, and he crams it into his gun. And Kumanomi is just staring at him.
Whatever you're doing, it's pointless!
And while she's doing that, she's constantly throwing things at Heisuke. Other cars, other vehicles. The force of that magnet is insane. And then Heisuke jumps behind the wrestler. And he spins behind him and he spins around and goes, behind me? And then Heisuke shoots. Dude, face it, your gun doesn't work on. And Heisuke fires bullets. Fires straight through the guy. And the bullets go through him. And we see blood. Heisuke draws blood.
Huh?
Impossible. My body. What kind of freaky bullets did you shoot? They're ordinary bullets. I just mixed in a few steel scraps. And the steel scraps mixed in were nails. Son of a... He used Kumanomi's magnet to turbocharge his shooting power. Because Kumanomi was drawing in magnetic objects around her, he crammed these things in there to make it so that his bullets would have more drawing power, and they wound up piercing through his entire body. Because he got hit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times across different points of his body. Probably hitting some organs, going straight through this so-called armor implants. I was waiting all this time for you to use your magnet in line with the wrestler.
This little maggot.
Screw you! And she immediately kicks Heisuke directly in his chest. It really worked. I pulled it off. But this might be the end. Sorry, Pisuke. I can't even lift my arm. Even at this distance, I don't think I can shoot her. But Pisuke is bringing his rifle to him regardless. And that's when Heisuke is looking and his eyes open and he zooms in because he can see the officer that has a gun pointed directly at Lou's face. Because remember, this officer handcuffed himself to Lou so that Lou couldn't dodge out away from him. And he's pointing a gun directly at her face. And then Heisuke can see through the scope where they are on the highway, which is a far distance away, and he goes, Lou? And he does not waste time. He loads his gun, he takes aim, and he shoots towards Kumanomi, and he takes off her. He shoots her directly across the face, like across the side of her head, and I think it bounces off of her earring. It rebounds off of her earring and goes sailing into the distance and completely destroys the cop's hand. Heisuke took that man's hand off, which means Lou is officially released from the guy. He shot this man's hand off. And it's not like, oh, he just shot it off and it's clean and he can reattach it later. No, that hand went here, there, and everywhere. And the cop is looking confused. Huh? Ah! What just happened? And then Lou is like,
what? Who saved me?
And she's looking in the direction of where the bullet came from. And then we get Pisuke. Yeah, glad to hear it. And then there's a drop of blood. And then Kumanomi's face has been scarred because she got shot across the face by him.
Glad to hear what?
And it shows that Kumanomi... It shows that Kumanomi has thrown a sign straight through Heisuke. He's got a sign going straight through his body. I think that's where your liver is. I think that might be where your liver is. He has a sign, like a whole signpost just going through his body.
Too bad, loser. That was your last chance to kill me!
As Kumanomi runs towards Heisuke. And... I knew it! Yes! As Kumanomi tries to kill Heisuke, and the one person I said was probably gonna come in and save him, it's Kamihate! And and he uses his own gun to block the barrel of his gun to block everything that Kumanomi was about to kill Heisuke with. Kamihate? Impressive, Heisuke. That distance was about 8.2 kilometers. You just broke my record. You just broke my world record. Kamihate is here! Oh! Okay, Kumanomi's about to have a bad time. Oh, Kumanomi's about to have a bad... Kumanomi's about to have a really bad time. If she thought she had a hard time with Heisuke, she's about to go up against a person who is world renowned for being the best sniper out there. Mind you, he just acknowledged that Heisuke beat his record for longest shot. But, woo! Okay, yeah, okay, so I had a feeling, and that's the end of the chapter. That's the end of the chapter, and we're not going on break, which means we get to get a continuation of Kamihate versus Kumanomi. Okay. I knew it! I knew Kamihate was gonna come in and save him. But let's go over everything that happened in this chapter. Okay. Yeah, Heisuke has officially gotten one step closer to getting closer. Has gotten one step closer to getting closer to the levels of Kamihate. He's getting close. Kamihate just acknowledged, hey, you just beat my world record. But, back to this. I wish that was standard. Maybe then so many wrestlers wouldn't get injuries. Oh, yes, let's just have them insert armor underneath their skin. That'll help out. Love the form of that suplex. He may be an enemy, but I can respect the form of one's wrestling maneuvers. Is Heisuke doing what I think he's doing? OMG, he's a genius using her magnetism against a wrestler. Let's go Heisuke. And then no, by him getting impaled by the sign. So this, what an amazing ending. What an amazing ending. Ducky. Yes, this ending was good. This ending was really, really good. Because Heisuke was resolving himself like, well, I guess I'm about to die, but at least I saved Lou. And he in his mind, he had the thought of, at least I saved Lou. Even if I'm about to die right now, at least I saved her. And he took off the cop assassin's hand, like completely obliterated the hand. Gone. It's gone. So Lou is safe. But when Kumanomi's all like, yeah, now I'm about to kill you, Kamihate, first of all, can we just acknowledge that this man blocked all of that debris with literally just the barrel of his gun. Mind you, among all the items that was being thrown at him was a steel girder, pieces of a building, a whole manhole cover, and assorted pieces of metal. All of that was blocked by his 50 cal. Just the barrel of it. And it doesn't even show Kamihate's barrel moving. It's just like boop, 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 and hitting against it and being stopped by it. Okay, there was another character that came in and saved, this is like a Naruto saving everyone moment. You did impressive. You did good. I'm trying to think of another character that popped in last minute and stopped this big old attack from killing one of our main characters. I'm trying to think of another character that did this, because we've seen it before. Yo, Gurman, what is going up? We just witnessed Kamihate is one of the more unique Order members. I'm curious to see if they'll show his face during this fight. I hope so. I honestly hope so. But this moment where he just steps in and saves Heisuke, I can't think of a worse opponent for Kumanomi. Because as capable as she is, as powerful as she is, Kamihate was an Order member for a reason. was literally an order member for a reason. Unless Lou comes out of her drunken state, the cop guy is as good as defeated unless he's a super quick shot with that pistol despite being in immense pain. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But that dude's hurting now, so we can acknowledge that. He's hurting. He literally just had a hand missing. That hand just got taken off by a sniper round. You can't grow that back. You can't ignore that pain. You hurting. And now that handcuff is going to be less useful because now you're down one appendage that handcuff could have been useful against. The one thing that kept you close to Lou is now gone. Dude lost an entire hand. And now we have Kamihate, the best sniper we have ever seen in all of Sakamoto days, with Heisuke only beating his longest distance shot. But even still, Heisuke still has a long way to go before he's on the level of Kamihate, mind you. Despite all of that, Kamihate is an incredibly skilled sniper, to the point where Heisuke barely survived his sniper battle with him. Barely! Imagine getting a hand shot off in a fight you're not a part of. Could never be me. Look, that's you literally have a gun pointed at your opponent, thinking you're gonna take him out, and then all of a sudden a sniper round comes in and it just takes off your hand out of nowhere. You can't even see where that person is that shot it. That's how far. They were 8 kilometers away. 8.2 kilometers away. So there's no way that dude would have been able to zone in on Heisuke and do anything to him. So, real quick, we need a little bit of a refresher on Kamihate. Kamihate. Sakamoto days. But jokes aside, Heisuke showing why he's a great support in just a fight. Just that Kamihate flashback of him taking out the whole team of dudes show how crazy he is. Right? Right? Even when the dude was hiding behind cover, Kamihate's so skilled that he can make any of his shots bank or ricochet and still hit his target exactly. Didn't he shoot a person's knife so that it would jab into the person's chest? If I'm remembering correctly, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how skilled he is. So, going down to his skills and abilities, we're doing a deep dive on Kamihate. Real quick. Stupid ads. All right, Master Sniper. Okay, overall skill level, Kamihate is among Japan's strongest assassins as a member of the Order. Sorry, it's blocking me. As a member of the Order and the greatest sniper in the history of the JAA. Kamihate is distinguished by his unrivaled sharpshooting prowess, being accounted the strongest sniper in JAA history according to Sakamoto. Having earned international acclaim, Kamihate has both held the Guinness World Record for long-distance sniping and been the only Japanese person ever included among Kill Time magazine's list of the world's most influential snipers for the past 9 years. As noted by Sakamoto, there is no escape for anyone targeted by Kamihate given his effective shooting range of 8 kilometers, which Heisuke just beat by 8.2. Across which he can snipe targets with infallible aim. His shots seem accurate to within a millimeter. And he, at least for his most important shots, account for every atmospheric condition like weather, temperature, humidity, and crosswind. Sakamoto has further expounded that Kamihate is an impressive shot not only for his sniping range, but also his ability to control an entire area with a single bullet. Just the hype. This is like a Kaido level hype. Indeed, the sniper has demonstrated incredible spatial awareness and ingenuity in using a target's environment against them, shooting extraneous objects near target to either make or facilitate kills by launching such objects into targets or using them to alter a bullet's trajectory midair, as well as to obstruct escape attempts or otherwise impede targets. From 4 kilometers away, Kamihate was seen taking out enemy snipers with perfect headshots, hitting a man through his own rifle scope, triggering a grenade that he made fly off of a target's body with an initial shot, by sniping off its pin and even hitting a knife midair at such an angle as to make it ricochet sideways into an enemy's head behind a wall. Okay, so that was the knife shot. He didn't make it go into a person's chest. He made it ricochet directly into a person's head. That's how accurate he is! When Heisuke was being apprehended by the Order, Kamihate was aiming a perfect headshot at the captive inside a car while being too far to see from the target's location. And shortly thereafter, from that same distance, struck several small hiragana symbols on a paper chart in rapid succession just to make an offhand statement. The latter feat impressed even Heisuke, who in his own right is an extremely accurate shot. When targeting Sakamoto and his gang, Kamihate was again seeing firing shots over a multi-kilometer distance out of a high-rise building's window straight into Sakamoto's store with flawless aim. When Kamihate's target made to the streets in a car, the sniper struck through another vehicle's tire to make it veer to the side as an obstacle, forcing Sakamoto's group to stop, and then immediately struck Sakamoto's arm the very moment he was stationary. When Heisuke, himself a sniper genius whose shooting skills exceed Sakamoto's, entered a duel with Kamihate, he quickly found himself overwhelmed by the Order member's uncanny ability to use the environment to his advantage. In particular, Kamihate shot a crane's jib on a roof near Heisuke from many blocks away, causing its rope and hook to fall, before taking another shot that made a street sign fly off at just the right angle to nail the rope into a nearby house wall, causing the hook to swing around and strike Heisuke. Afterwards, craziness, Kamihate destroyed a motorcycle mid-drive with one shot, then made a second bullet strike the inner rim of the bike's still spinning wheel in midair so that it could ride the wheel's angular momentum like a ramp, shifting its course sideways to precisely hit Heisuke. Later, Kamihate was seen hitting a civilian's car steering wheel through an open window with a gray shot, angled to make the wheel rotate and thus the car veer off into Heisuke before landing two more direct hits on Heisuke, the first bullet of which was at best a mere millimeter off from hitting a bystander without the latter noticing. Once his scope had been destroyed by Heisuke, Kamihate's sniping accuracy did not overly diminish, and he still proved himself capable of area-controlling shots. He was seen hitting an overhead power line along with a water hydrant next to Heisuke with two near simultaneous shots, causing the snap cables to fall into the puddle that had formed below Heisuke's feet and nearly electrocute him. Heisuke only managing to avoid it thanks to Pisuke saving him, with Kamihate blaming his broken scope for the miss. Kamihate subsequently jumped in front of a high-rise office building to fire a shot into a window, straight through a hallway and out the other side of the building without the office workers noticing anything, and still struck Heisuke on the other side of said building successfully. Subsequently, the two snipers had a final bullet exchange from opposite sides of a level crossing while two trains ran between them, both firing their bullets through the moving train's windows over the passengers' heads without arousing attention, and with Kamihate's bullet scoring another hit. That is the capabilities of Kamihate. That is the individual Kumanomi's gonna have to deal with. Now, mind you, Wrestler Dude isn't shown to be completely down and out, but his armor has been pierced, though, thanks to Kumanomi unwittingly making it so that the bullets of Heisuke actually had much more driving force and went through this dude's body, apparent almost bulletproof body armor. Now Kumanomi's got to worry about a dude who can make a shot from anywhere. The bullseye of Sakamoto days. Perfect aim, who never misses. This is who Kumanomi has to worry about now. Mind you, Heisuke is not going to be much use because he's been impaled on a sign right now. It's not completely through the middle of his body, but it's off to the side, and that's enough to render some parts, kind of down for the count until it gets healed. So that's Heisuke's part is done. Also, enhanced speed and agility. Kamihate is rather fast and agile. When changing locations between shots, he was shown jumping from rooftop to rooftop casually, even taking a perfectly aimed shot in midair. After then exchanging bullets with Heisuke while two trains ran between them, Kamihate not only landed a hit on his foe through the train windows, but right after moved to Heisuke's side of the train crossing to take the latter's back and have him at gunpoint without the latter noticing anything. This dude is not only accurate with his shots, he is also insanely fast. So if you try to fire where he was, he's already gone. And he has perfect aim even when he's jumping in between rooftops. So it's not like him being airborne impedes his aim at all. He accounts for everything when it comes to shots. And I know it sounds like I'm really hyping this guy up, but this dude was known as the greatest assassin in the JAA for a reason. And his skills have not diminished at all. I wonder if he got a new scope after he faced off against Heisuke, because if he did, Kumanomi's good as dead. But my thing is, we need to see how Kumanomi faces off against another member of the Order. Because the last time she faced off against a member of the Order, it was Hio, and she almost died to him. And that dude was just straight hands. Now she's going to be facing off against someone that she probably won't be able to see if he manages to get some distance. If he gets some distance, and because this dude can operate from 8 kilometers. That's how good his aim is. That's better than Tenkyu's. Tenkyu's range was all like, what, 300 yards, maybe 600 yards, 800 yards? I forget. But it wasn't in kilometers length. But Kamihate is the sniper. He is that dude. So, since we're not going on break, I can't wait to see what happens next. I feel like Kumanomi may have met her match, because no matter what happens, Kamihate don't miss. Will this be the time where we finally see Kamihate's actual face underneath that ghillie suit that he's been wearing this entire time? Do we finally get to see his face? Is he camera shy? Is he actually a very handsome dude? And he just doesn't want the attention? Yeah, Kamihate is 100% one of the stronger and smarter members of the Order. I'm hoping him being here can end up with a death on the enemy team, since Heisuke wouldn't kill. She had an advantage against Hio with her magnetism and the fact Hio had to get close, but this is completely different. Exactly. This is an opponent who excels at being long range, and Kumanomi is not a long range individual. She can launch things long range, but that's not how she normally operates. She normally operates from close to mid-range. And sure, she can grab some things from a certain sizable distance. It's not kilometers in length of which she can manipulate magnets and metal objects. Kamihate, however, his aim is perfect. And the question remains, is his shots enough to not only bring down Kumanomi, but are his shots more potent than Heisuke's in bringing down Wrestler Dude? Because remember, this dude is bulletproof. This dude is bulletproof. But does his sniper rifle have more power behind it to make sure that it can go through him? Because Heisuke used the magnetic power of Kumanomi to make his bullets go faster so it can penetrate farther and go through Wrestler Dude's body. We still don't know these people's names! How do we not know their names? We got Sheena, but that's it! How do we not know their names yet? But Kamihate, this dude's using... Mind you, Heisuke needed the help of Kumanomi's magnetism in order to do that. And he's been using like a lever action... Not lever action, but a... What is it called? It's not lever action. Because lever action is like the kind that John Wayne used. What is it called? Bolt action! Bolt action! He has a bolt action rifle. That's a bolt action rifle. Kamihate has a 50 caliber rifle. One that is meant to go through multiple things all at once. So obviously, that type of rifle is way more powerful than Heisuke's bolt action. So I wonder how effective Kamihate's shots are going to be up against the bulletproof wrestler guy. First of all, how do you get an operation done to have metal plating put underneath your skin? How do you even get that done? But that's where we are. I got so many questions, but the fact that we're not going on break, I can't wait to see what happens next. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. This was a good chapter. Oh, this was a good chapter. Kamihate coming in. A member of the Order. Oh, well, a former member of the Order has arrived. I knew they were going to show up at some point, but one of them has finally arrived. And they have arrived to save Heisuke. I'm happy. This was a good chapter. This was better than the last one. Even though I enjoyed the last one, I enjoyed this more. Because now we got Kamihate, and he's about to put in some work. Ooh, I can't wait to see it next week. But I'm done. Hope you all enjoyed. Well, firstly, let me just say thank you to everyone who tuned in to today's reaction to Sakamoto Days. I thank you for all the support that you show me and all the support you're going to show me in the future. Because hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Did I hit the button? I didn't. Well, this is awkward. Later, peoples!